Hi everyone, my name is Martin Chung, and in today's video we're going to talk about the Meike MK420 flash. Now this is marketed as a professional flash and is available for both Fuji and Sony. Being a Sony shooter myself, I'm testing the Sony version today. So let's first of all talk about some of the specs. Firstly, the guide number on this flash is officially 42, which is lower than a regular speed light, which are usually around about 60. It's however more powerful than the Godox V350, which is also a mini flash and officially rated at 36. Now I metered both of them using a light meter, and I can say that in practice the Meike is about a third of a stop more powerful than the Godox. The weight is around about 263 grams and the battery is another 60 grams, which is noticeably smaller than a full-size speed light, and when compared to the V350 from Godox, the Meike is about another inch taller, but it can still be considered as compact in size. Now out of the box, it comes with a little bag like this, and inside there's a USB charger and a little stove fan, and of course the obligatory little plastic foot. The flash itself supports TTL but not high-speed sync. Now, how useful high-speed sync on a small flash unit like this is debatable. I mean, you lose a lot of power already when you're using high-speed sync, and in a flash like this you're not packing a lot of power. So how effective high-speed sync is in the real world is questionable. Personally, I don't mind. I don't use high-speed sync on a flash very much anyway, maybe once or twice a year. The flash head itself can be zoomed from 18mm to 105mm, and it does rotate 360 degrees and of course up and down. There's a wide angle panel which puts the zoom at 14mm and a little white bounce card. The battery is lithium ion, and I like the fact that the battery has been designed to fit flush with the flash, so there's no battery door to open, because often these can just break off and it's a bit of a faff when you can just insert the battery. Recharging is using an included USB charger, and you can buy spares from Amazon, spare batteries that is, from Amazon, which will set you back around about £26. Now one feature that I found really handy was the 4 LED lights, which can be turned on by pressing the right button on the dial here. This is handy for anyone if you're doing both photos and video, then this is actually really handy, and I've used it a few times myself when I've needed a little bit of extra light for video, or maybe if I just needed a little bit of extra help to focus in the dark. Now it's not going to replace your LED panels, but it's useful to have it nevertheless, and it can probably save you some time now and again. The other feature I really like about this Meike flash is the lever lock. Unlike the Godox, which has the old twisty one. I really do miss this, and I wish more people use this because it does make attaching the flash onto your camera much easier. Okay, so after using this flash for weddings for the past 8 weeks or so, my thoughts is that I've grown to actually really like this flash. I love the compact size, and the fact it's a bit more powerful than the V350 has meant that it's earned a spot in my kit bag. The Godox V350 is just now in my cupboard of doom. I don't even take that anymore. So which situations do I use this flash in? Well, to be honest with you, it's mainly bridal preparations and ceremony, because I've almost always used available light in those situations, and I don't use a flash unless I need to. So in that context, having a smaller, lighter flash is perfect, and for the rest of the day the Meike really is just as a backup flash. So why do I use for the rest of the day a different flash instead of the Meike? Well, often in a reception, the room might be larger or my subjects might be further away, so I need the extra power. The other reason, of course, is off-camera flash. With my Godox, I can take control of other Godox flashes, which are off-camera, whereas the Meike doesn't have that feature. So whilst I do really like this flash, there is one drawback that I'd like to talk to you about. And that is, if you need to burst fire a quick succession of shots, the Meike lets you seem to fire 2 shots and then there's a slight pause before it continues. Switching to the Godox, and let me just show you this by attaching the V350, I'm using the same settings, and as you can see the Godox doesn't have the same problem. Now I've tried this on my A9, my A7R III and the A7 III, and it's always the same. So I'm not sure if this is an issue that can be fixed via firmware, but it would be nice to be able to shoot a bit faster. Currently on Amazon, the Fuji version is around about £100, whilst the Sony is around about £110. So this is slightly cheaper than the V350, which I feel is the closest competitor. But as I mentioned, the Meike is about a third of a stop more powerful. After having a good think about who this flash would be suitable for, as much as I like it, and given the way I shoot, I couldn't personally have the MK420 as the only flash I use. And if you use off-camera flash, then having this as your only flash is really hard to justify. So if you mainly shoot with available light and you just need a simple mini flash which works without fuss, or maybe you shoot a bit of video as well, then the MK420 is well worth considering. Well, I hope you found this quick review useful. If you did, click on the subscribe button below and you can be notified of my new videos. Thank you for watching. So in conclusion, now I've had a good think about this and I've been having a think about who this flash would be suitable for. As much as I like it, given the way I shoot, the MK420 couldn't be the only flash I carry. And that's the first thing I'd say. If you use off-camera flash, then this is actually a very hard flash to justify because it doesn't have the off-camera flash features like the Godox or Yongnuos do. But if you mainly shoot available light, or you just need a simple mini flash that works without fuss, or maybe you shoot a bit of video as well, then the MK420 could be a flash you want to consider. So those are the people who I think that this flash would be aimed for.